Hey everybody, it's Bia here for Recovery Tuesdays on We Are Freedom Fighters. First of all, I apologize for the way I look right now. I have not showered today because I have this really bad sunburn. I think you can see a little bit of it. There's some on my face too, and it really hurts in the shower. So I just couldn't bring myself to shower before I make this video. So, this week's topic is kind of about part of your eating disorder and how it affected your life and how you used that part to sort of like overcome your eating disorder and start your recovery. And I chose my trials and tribulations with self-hate and body image. And I'm going to talk about how I managed to stop that and the constant self-loathing and the mirror checking and the mirror checking, the constant weighing on the scale, the self-hatred, the bad body image. That was such a humongous part of my life for a very long time. And I would wake up in the morning. This was when I was actively anorexic and no one knew. Wake up in the morning, weigh myself. First thing, I just weigh myself. I would have to look at myself in the mirror many, many times before leaving the house. But because of looking at myself in the mirror, I would, we have distorted body image, and I would see things that really weren't there. Like an extra 30 pounds on my butt. I would see that, and it really wasn't there. I wouldn't change my outfit several times before actually leaving the house because I would say, oh, these jeans make me look fat. These jeans are, causing love handles to show when really there weren't any love handles. Things like that. I don't even need to go into more of a description because I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. Then as soon as I got to school, every time I would use the bathroom, I would go in the mirror. I would stand in front of the mirror, and I would lift my shirt up a little bit, just to like show my stomach in the mirror, and I kind of move around to see if I looked like I'd gained weight during the 2 hours I was at school at that point. And so I couldn't even use the washroom without having those thoughts go through my head. Every time someone even looked at me, I would think, oh, they're looking at how fat I've gotten or something. Then I'd come home, I'd weigh myself. Again, second time that day. I'd look in the mirror, I'd poke around a little bit. Later that night, I'd weigh myself again. It was a constant routine cycle. Weighing, mirror checking, constantly, every single day, many, many times a day. There was so much turmoil in that, and it tore me apart from my friends and my family. Because there was days I couldn't even leave the house because I couldn't find a single article of clothing that I thought looked good on me. I just simply couldn't let anyone see me. I was determined. I couldn't let anyone see me. They would laugh at me. They'd, whatever. And, even when I was in recovery, the mirror, of course, this would continue. I just wouldn't have the scale to weigh myself so often. But that made the mirror checking increase. This is the beginning of recovery. Clothing. I would change clothing many times a day because I wouldn't feel right in one thing or, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The scale, my parents, as soon as I started the programs for recovery, they had to hide the scale and whatnot, and I would, and I would always go, looking for it and trying to find it. I would tear up rooms of the house looking for the scale. Wasting hours, and I would weigh myself, and I'd get very upset or anxious if I went up just even 1/10 of a pound because it was, a digital scale. Eventually, my parents finally found somewhere I couldn't find the scale, so that helped. And then when I started high school, school really helped. I found myself literally too busy to stand in front of the mirror. You know, I found myself, you know, too busy with schoolwork, with, you know, just simply taking a nap after school, getting like 5 hours of sleep at night, so I needed naps. The mirror checking completely stopped. I was too busy to spend an hour or two looking for the scale and then crying about it. I got my mom and my dad to take the batteries out of the scale, and for that the scale we used, it uses some very special batteries, and so I couldn't just like pop in some like AA batteries and be like, oh hey guys, you know, I found the scale, I'm gonna weigh myself now. So no, that stopped. And I stopped buying clothing that was extra small, you know, like, or extra small, or, you know, size 0, whatever. I stopped buying those clothing because even though I might be able to, you know, button the button or zip it up or whatever, it was super uncomfortable and technically did not fit. But I had the thing in my head that I had to buy these clothes because I could. And I had to buy these clothes because it was a way of saying, oh, I'm this small or whatever. But I was so uncomfortable, and they actually made, you know, if you buy too tight clothing, it makes you look bigger than you are. And I stopped doing that, and now I have looser clothing that fits me right and complements my body instead of making it look distorted and weird. I stopped comparing myself, and that was sort of a gradual thing, comparing to others, I mean. That was a gradual thing, and I think when I read the book, Life Without Ed by Jenny Schaefer, I think, that really helped out because there's sections on comparing yourself to other people and whatnot. That really helped, and that's obviously a gradual process that takes months to completely stop. And even sometimes today I find myself doing it, but whatever. Working out also helped. Not excessive, obviously. Not excessive. But doing like kind of toning exercises, like Pilates or something. I do Pilates 2 to 3 times a week right now. It really helps. It makes you feel better about yourself. It tightens you up, whatever. But see how I mentioned that I had to enlist other people to help me with this. I talked about my parents. My friends also helped me. I started going out more because I was, you know, comfortable in my clothing and I was able to leave the house. My friends kept me away from my room and the mirror and just hating myself. And my parents, you know, helped with the scale. And I didn't mention this, but my doctor obviously was a huge help, you know. Seeing him and talking about it, and he would, you know, give me more ideas and things to do, and he really put me on this entire journey, and I owe my life to him. So I'm a firm believer in you can't do recovery by yourself. You can't say, oh, I'm just going to kind of, you know, get better by myself or whatever, you know. I don't think that's possible, and even if you may get a little bit better, you know, for a little while, it's going to come crashing down. I've seen it happen so many times before, so I'm not just, you know, spewing out words right now. But yeah, these things really helped me a whole hell of a lot, and I hope this video can help you, because I think it's safe to say that, like, every person with an eating disorder struggles with self-hate and body image. That's kind of the point. So yeah, that was what I wanted to talk about and how I managed to stop it. And today I am not self-hate and body image problem-free, but I certainly do none of these things on the list. None at all. I go out whenever the hell I want, as long as my parents say yes. I buy clothing I want. I feel completely confident in the clothing I buy most of the time. I haven't weighed myself in months. And by months, I mean like 5 months, not like a month. There's no more turmoil, you know, there's no more mirror checking other than before I go out, you know, make sure I'm matching, you know. Yeah. So that's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm gonna go think about when I'm gonna take a shower. Love you guys. Have a beautiful week. Both. Have a beautiful 7 days.